The Salzburg Global Seminar focuses on taking people from all over the world and teaching them how to be leaders.
Some of these young leaders who are participating in these programs already are in positions of a significant responsibility. It's a pretty high-powered group. Whether we get a young banker from China coming from the central bank, or we get a police captain from the Hong Kong civil service coming in, we're trying to find Americans who are going to be kind of the counterpoints of those people who are going to both have a lot to give of their own personal experience and that they can bring into the discussion, but also a lot to learn.
The seminar began over 60 years ago. Their president and CEO describes it best as a policy center. He says although they have offices right here in D.C., most of the business and the seminars are conducted in Salzburg, Austria, at the foot of the Alps.
We have these people in Salzburg for about a week usually, and it doesn't seem like maybe that's too long a period of time, but in that week they get to know each other well.
And engage with all the countries that are here wanting to do things with
On the other hand, we know that we can't be successful on our own internationally.
Although most of the people who teach the seminars are volunteers, don't let that term, volunteer, fool you.
Issues that he probably otherwise would deliver.
Faculty that we bring to lead these sessions are leading experts on the subjects that we're convening around from all around the world. We had Paul Volcker over, for example, recently running a discussion on sovereign wealth funds. But whether they're the high-level person like the Paul Volckers or someone who's you've never heard their name, but they know a lot about the subject that's being discussed, they all volunteer their services.
The last 8 years, previous administration have signaled an abysmal failure.
Leadership and learning from a global perspective is vital in today's world economy.
I think this is about people understanding that we're in a global world. If you listen to President Obama's inaugural address, you know he put a lot of emphasis on the fact that we're living in a different world.
And taking into account that it is a different world is just part of the context and the framework in which leadership at the seminars is taught.
The most important thing for the United States with the new administration is restoring the image of the United States in the world. And I think that he needs to do that by engaging more with the rest of the international community.
We focus on young leaders, on people who are rising in government service, in business, in the nonprofit world, and we try to give them more of a worldview. We try to help them to understand how their problems and their situations fit in with the bigger questions that are facing people all around the world.
There is not a soft power agenda for the world which can solve all problems, just as there is not a hard power agenda for the world that can solve all problems.
The seminars have taught about 20,000 people from over 160 countries for about 6 decades.
And we find that these alumni of our program are the best talent searchers for those to participate in the program. So we get a lot of nominations from our alumni, both in the United States and around the world.
I find there's more dissonance than consonance.
Will he be able to do this step, go towards more multilateralism, towards more cooperation, considering the domestic constituents that he has to face?
In addition, we work with a lot of organizations, companies, government agencies, the European Union, the Hong Kong Civil Service, parts of the U.S. government, state, local, federal, and we ask them, identify people in your ranks who are the fast risers, the people who are going to be in leadership positions, and help us to get them to meet their counterparts from around the world.
This former television and radio executive says the people who tend to get the most out of these seminars are people who have already done some stuff with their professional lives and are ready for the next level.
People who kind of moving toward mid-career, not maybe quite there yet, but kind of moving toward mid-career, have had some initial learning and success in their work, but kind of getting ready for that next step. So we're trying to find those people just at that point in their careers and give them this kind of turbo experience that will take them up to the next level.
Biggest challenge for an Obama administration will be restoring America's credibility, moral authority.
We have to adjust to the global nature, whether we're in manufacturing, whether we're in finance, whether we're in government. You can't ignore the rest of the world.
Sometimes U.S. has the conviction that I'm the most powerful country, so I can do what I wish. That kind of mentality, I believe, is obsolete.
I think at the end of the day, we're trying to promote an understanding of how what we do locally affects the globe and how the globe affects the viability of our jobs, our industries, our future.